So now we are going to cover these best practices in live coding right now with Lucy. So the first thing that we are going to cover here is one of the really important SEO factor is the XML sitemap. So basically, the mapping of all the links that you have on your website, all the pages, and this is pretty important for all the crawlers, not only Google. So you are going to give them the exact structure of your website. So it makes the crawling way easier than just having the crawler who need to dig into the website and to understand all the internal linking that you have. So I think, Lucy, you are going to demonstrate it now with a code, like how to generate an XML sitemap with a headless CMS like Prismic in pure Node.js.
Yes. So yeah, let's dive in the code and I will explain you like what I will get you through. But basically our goal today is to build like a simple like Node.js script that you will be able to like to run, and the output of this Node.js script will be like a sitemap.xml file. This can be used like through like your Express server, like to actually like just render it like when there's a request to your sitemap.xml file, or even like with your statically generated website at build time, like if you are into that. So yeah, so what I prepared for you right now is just like I have a really simple Prismic repository with few pages on it. It's an international website, so we have like English and French. And here I just have like 6 pages, so I have like 2 pages, one home page, one about page. I have a few blog posts and I have a few products also. So what we want to do for this website is that to generate like the sitemap.xml file for it. So in order to do that as a developer, I just like head to the API into the settings and grab my API endpoint. So for me, it's just it's available here. I'll copy it because I will need it later in the code. So once I have that in my keyboard, let's jump into the code. Here we go. So I just prepare like a really like simple folder. Like it's just like a simple package. I have two dependencies on it. It's Prismic JavaScript. So Prismic JavaScript is our JavaScript kit within Prismic in order like to query data of Prismic using Node.js or JavaScript. And I have a sitemap module, which is like a simple like Node.js sitemap package that you can use like in order to generate the sitemap.xml with it. So here I just have an index.js, and this index I just have like a run function which will like performs like actually like generating our sitemap, and that's what we'll go through today. So as you can see, if I get to my terminal, I can run node slc index, and by doing that, it just run my index file. So there's nothing in it right now, but let's actually like start making few things with it. So the first thing we need to do, like because like we need to generate like a sitemap out of our Prismic content, I will need like to actually like import the Prismic JavaScript kit. So to do that, I will do something like really simple, a simple node import. So I will make const Prismic equal require Prismic JavaScript. So this is done. Now I have Prismic, and the first thing I need to actually do is to init my Prismic API. So to init the API, I will declare a const set API, and I will await the declaration of my API. So it's prismic.getAPI, and inside it I just passed actually like my endpoint as a string that I copied earlier on my Prismic settings. So once I did that, I can actually like already like log my API. I can run my script again, and as you can see here, we got like our API response with like the ref of my API, the language available in it, and so we are ready to like start creating content within Prismic now. So actually, like the second thing that we want to do is to create our content in Prismic. So to query my content in Prismic, again, it's like really simple. I just like take like a result constant, and I will like again await my API. So it's this time it's API.query because I need to use like the APIs that I just inherited like the line before. And what I will do, like I will just like pass no params, so I will like just query everything from my API. So again, like by having that, I can like log result instead of API. It's save, and I run my script again. And now I have like my API response with all my documents. So you can see like we have like classic notebook, which was one of my products. As you can see here, I have classic notebook, and I have like the five other pages that I have within my Prismic API.
So here to recap, you created a quick script that is going to connect to your Prismic repository. You are going to query all the documents so that you can basically crawl your Prismic API to get all these documents, right?
Exactly. So what I do now is that within my documents, I just need like to actually like get like the result key out of it. So if we inspect a bit like what I printed, like it gave me back an object, and I would just need like the object thing. So let's just like extract the object from it. So it will be like results, and I will just for convenience rename it like object using like the notation in JavaScript. So this way I rename like my result key to docs. So now I can just deal with docs, and I have docs here. I hit save again, and here we just have our like array of documents within Prismic. So that's great. Now what we can do is that like the first thing we need to do is like, because like we have all our documents, to build our sitemap, what we need is to like actually like get the URL, and to get the URL, like to actually like resolve the URL within Prismic, we have a feature called, well, not a feature, but there's something like we can do which is called like a link resolver. So a link resolver is like just a quick function that take your document as input and returns the URL of this document. So let's actually implement together a link resolver, and because this will be our first step, is to resolve our link.
Also, for people wondering, this is recorded, and you'll be able to watch the video after this live event, if you want to reproduce it at home.
And at the end of the demo, I will also show you the GitHub repository where you can like watch the code again, like step by step, and understand like what was going on. If I was too quick, I don't know. So yeah, what we'll do here is just like having again like another const which is called like URLs, and we will feed it like by looping over our document. So we'll do my document.map, and here I will map through my link resolver. So link resolver is a function that doesn't exist yet, but we will create it together. So a link resolver, as I said, is just a function, which here I name link resolver. You can name it whatever you want, and this function take as input a document, and it will return like a link according like to this document type. Because like as I showed you earlier, like we have different document type. Like we have pages, we have product, we have blog post, and we don't want the same URL for all those documents. So we can do that within our link resolver. To do this, I will use like a switch statement, and in this statement, I will like, depending on the document.type, I will return like a different kind of value. So the first type I have is page. So for page type document, this one I just want like to return actually like the slash like the doc.uid. I will explain what is UID after on. So here I have doc.uid. So this is done for page type. We'll do that again like for the few other types that we have. So okay, excuse me. So I will do that. I will do the same for blog post. So it's called post. So for blog post, I want like the URL to be like /blog/ the ID of the post actually, and I will do the same for product. So it's pretty similar. For product, I want like the URL like to be something like product/ the UID of the product. So now that I talked about UID, that we don't know what UID is about, so let's actually like explain a bit what is UID. UID basically is like the slug of your document. So the slug of your document is like something that you input like within your Prismic document, and as you can see like here I'm on my home page and I have a field which is called UID, and it gives me like the slug of my document. So if I want to change it to something else, like actually as I write through it, you will see that when I exit it like slugify like the input that I gave it. So like this is like the slug of my document, and this is like useful like to identify your documents and to like build like beautiful URL with it like that are like search friendly for SEO. So now that we have an understanding of like what's URL or what's UID is, we can get back to our application and see like what happened with our link resolver. So actually like we're already done like with our link resolver, like it resolves like depending on page, product, post, blog post, things like that, it's done. So here if we log URL again, what we have is just like all our links. So here as you can see like we have an array with I can zoom a bit for you. So yeah, we have an array like okay. So we have an array like containing like all our links. So we have like /blog/ new product announcement /product /coloring pencil /home/about/blog/ we open the new store, and so on and so on. So we actually like managed to resolve our links for our application, and that's great. As I said at the beginning, here we are running like a multilingual website. So why aren't we getting like French content here? Like that's an issue that we want to tackle. So indeed, like when you query like your API without any parameters, Prismic will by default like returns you like only the content in your master local, so your main local. So not in order to query everything from Prismic, what we can pass a few params. So the first one is our Prismic predicate, which is like just like some like condition of what documents you want to query. So here we don't want any conditions, so we just like paste an empty string to it. And the second one, it's like the API options that we want to pass along our query. And here we will pass an option of lang, so for language, and we will query like every document by using like the wildcard character. By saving that, and actually like we can run again our script, and here like you can see like we have like all our documents. The only issues remaining is that we have all our documents, but we aren't resolving link for our French blog post. Like it has like the same link as an English blog post. So that's something like we want to have. Like we want to have, for example, like for the French blog post, to have like /fr at the beginning to like indicate that it's the French section of our website. So we will implement that together. Actually, it's like really simple. All we need to do is to update our link resolver to take that into account. So what we'll do is we have like a const, like we will declare a const named prefix. So this prefix will look at the document.language. And if it's different, okay, let me find my exclamation mark. So if it's different from EN US, so it's like the default language is like American English. So if it's different from that, my prefix will be just excuse me. My prefix will be / so doc.uid .lang, excuse me. And if it's like ENU, if it's like American English, then I will just return a /. There we go. So doing that, like we know, like we have a prefix. Now we just apply this prefix to all our previous like entry here. So yeah, actually we don't want a / for the American English. This will like cost like 2 / as we are doing it. So and here like before like every like URL that we will return, we just apply the prefix that we defined together. So our prefix, and we copy that like through the other time. Here we go. I hit save. Now I can run again my script. And what we have, as you can see, like we have all the all the French content, which has been like prefixed with the FR, like the country code of the French content. So here, like we have like all our page that has been like correctly like resolved like through the URL, and we are able like to start using them like to actually like now that we have all the URL of our website, we can actually like start building our sitemap. Great.
So to recap here, you have a script, you connect it to your Prismic repository, query all the documents, then you need to translate this Prismic UID to a URL basically. So there you have the link resolver who is going to do that translation for you. So from UID to a real link, and then there is the problematic of multi-language. And there you tackle it with adding a prefix in your URL in the link resolver. Awesome.
Exactly. So now that we have all our URLs, what we can do is to actually like create our sitemap out of them. So to do that, I will like import our sitemap module. I have sitemap package that I installed on this project. So I will import few things from it. So require sitemap. And what I will import from it, so like this is like a bit like proprietary to this like sitemap package, but like just like it's really like simple to use. So you can like watch its documentation or pick another sitemap package that you're fine with. So here I just import like the sitemap stream, which is like a function used to build like a stream from my sitemap, and the stream to promise function, which allows me like to turn my stream into a promise. So those are both functions like coming with the sitemap package that you can then use to create XML sitemap. So I have them imported, and now I can like start using them to build our sitemap. So yeah, again, like I will share like at the end of the live coding session, like the repository, so you can have a look at it, but like it's really like not that complicated. So here I have my sitemap stream. I declare like a sitemap stream constant, which is like equal to a new sitemap stream. There we go. And I will just pass it few options, like because like with the sitemap you need like to actually like give the prefix of like here like where your website is living, so it's like the base URL of your website. So I just give it like a hostname, and the hostname here it will be like a totally random URL. So let's say prismic.io. Okay, so once we have that, we can like actually like our sitemap stream has been ignited. What we can do is to like loop through our URLs and add them to the sitemap. So we do URLs plot for each. We'll take a URL and we create a quick function out of it. And what we'll do, it will do like sitemap stream dot write. And we will pass it like few options, and I will discuss about those options later on, but what we need to do is to pass it to the URL that we extracted from our URLs array. Then we have the change fake, which is like an option of the sitemap. So here we just say that our page which change like on a weekly basis, and then we have the priority again here. We'll just choose like a priority of 1, so no document is more priority, is given like a higher priority than another. So we can save that, and basically what we did here is that we created our sitemap stream, we fed it like all our URLs with like a default config, and once we did that, like we are already done with creating our sitemap. What we can then do is to get our sitemap data, and what we'll do is to await like the stream to promise, which is like the function like to convert our stream to a promise, and we give it like our sitemap stream. This is like the little bit like really technical part of the live coding, but like it's not really complicated as it seems. So once we did that, like in our sitemap data, we have like a promise which is like equal like to the result, like to our stream being resolved, and what we can do to that is to like actually like log it. So we'll do like sitemap data dot toString, because like it's not a string, so it's a buffer, so you have like to convert it to string. But if we log that now, okay, I messed up. It's sitemap dat, not date. Here we go. I can save it again. Okay, again. This is like the part sitemap data to string.
In the meantime, I'm reading here a question in the chat from Cécile Journeau. Hi, Cécile. If we build our URLs based on our UIDs, if we change the UID in the future, is there a way to automatically redirect them to the old one? So basically in Prismic, UIDs are unique, and we keep them in memory. So basically, if you change it, the UID will not be broken, so you'll still be able to query your document with the old UID. So you don't have to do a redirect on your site for that.
Okay, so I found my little mistake. What I forgot about is to actually like end my stream, because like I was opening like a stream where I can like feed content inside it, and I forgot like to close it at the end. So just adding that, and this was done already. And now if we I just like run our script, and as you can see, like we have an XML output that we can then like write to a file. So let's do that quickly. So we'll do like fs. So we'll call like the file system library, which is like a default like library available within a node runtime. So we'll import file system quickly, and here what we'll do is we'll do file system dot write file sync, because we don't want like to await something. We'll just like output at the same level our sitemap.xml file. We'll give it our sitemap data, and we'll just say that it's an UTF-8 encoding like for our file. We can save that. We can run our script again. Everything went fine, and as you can see, like we just like created a sitemap.xml file, which is like the sitemap containing like all our like URL from our website. So this is great. We created like within like 20 minutes, let's say, a really like simple script. So it's like it's like a 60-line script, which allows you like to query all your documents from Prismic and to actually like create a sitemap out of them by resolving their URL and inputting them like inside an XML file. Of course, like as you can see, just input like default like value, but you can go like really fancy with sitemap by having like, for example, like tree of sitemap, or even like having like different like frequency change within like different type of files. So perhaps like, for example, like you want to update your blog daily, so you had like a change freq of daily for the blog post, but you can update like your home page like on a monthly basis, and you want like, for example, like to update your product section of your website on a weekly basis. So like it's really like up to you like to define like on which basis, like what priority you want to give like to your site, to your URL in your sitemap, and that will like improve like Google discoverability of your website basically.
Yeah, indeed. The sitemap can be really granular in the approach, so you can have, as you said, like many add-ons to make it more granular for the crawlers. So that was super interesting and super nice to see it, that you can build it pretty quickly actually.